Hello lovelies, and a very warm welcome. It's Rose here with your weekly tarot messages for the week of Monday the 5th of March 2018 through to Sunday the 11th of March 2018. As always, I hope you are all well and getting on okay, and I hope that the readings that I do are managing to make some kind of sense and hopefully be a bit of support to you as you're journeying through the week. I just want to say a very quick thanks for all the likes and the support that I've had. I've also had some new subscribers onto my YouTube channel, so I just wanted to say a big thanks for that, and just to let you know that it's all very much appreciated. So thank you very much indeed for your support. So without further ado, I will move on to the first card for this week. Again, using my elemental spread, and the first card, which is assigned to the element of spirit, is the card of death. The card of transition is what's actually coming to me here. The words that came to me when I first turned the card were shedding a skin. So bearing in mind we're in the spiritual element of the reading, so this might feel very energetic, and I don't know about you guys, but every now and then, probably after I've journeyed for a little bit, I actually, on an energetic level, feel as though I'm shedding a skin. So that might be something to do with the fact that I'm also Cancer the crab, but I've always had the ability to feel when I'm removing the layer of an onion, and it feels a bit like that this week for us, or for some of us. And it might feel as well as though in some aspects of our lives we're starting to see the world around us a little bit more differently. So an example of that might be we might have been working in a certain way for a long time, and suddenly we might see either there's a different way of working, or this isn't working for me anymore. So there's a small sense of clarity there, but it's the only way I can describe it is we might be looking at the world through slightly different eyes. So it's being given the sense to me that we've come so far in our journey and our evolution that the old ways of doing things may seem outmoded a little bit, and so we might be seeking that slightly new thing, or just, as I say, it's the only way I can describe it, is seeing things through a different pair of eyes. Okay, so I would love to know how you get on with that. And if you feel the sense of that at all. The next card is the fire element, which is our energy and our will and our action and things to get, the way that we get things done, basically. So the effort we put in to get things done. And this week it is the Temperance card, and Temperance in tarot is Sagittarius. We're in the fire element. Sagittarius is a fire element. So when this happens in this spread, energy might be a key factor this week, so I'm just going to add that in. So the sense that I get, I feel like I want to connect it to this death card a bit, because I feel that part of this energy, and where our energy is we might be in some ways trying to balance the old and the new. So there may be new energy coming in, we might be looking at things through a fresh pair of eyes. And yet on the material plane we're still where we are, and you can see in this image she's got or the angel has got a foot on land and a foot in water, so it's like being in two places at the same time. So energetically we might be in that place. Temperance can also be about balance, and it to temper, so to balance something, to create the middle way with something. And the feeling that I got with that was, is it possible, are we focusing too much energy on one thing, or even too little energy on one thing? So there may be a balance of where we need to actually focus our energy. And I'm getting a sense of enthusiasm with that. You know, when we get so enthused about something, everything else goes by the wayside. So this week energetically we might need to find that balance, okay, between the worlds. And in the air element we have the Fool, okay. So the air element is basically our thinking, our learning, our teaching, and what might be happening with the mind as well. And just noting to start off with, the first three cards are major arcana. So when that happens in a spread, what that can actually denote is there are maybe some important shifts happening. And I know since the beginning of the year, when I've been looking at astrology and things like that, there's been a lot of messages about it's happening for us this year. But I've felt that the first part of the year, although I've had the sense of things shifting on and new things coming in, it's not shifting as quickly as I would like it to be. But these cards feel, to me, would give me the sense that maybe certain shifts that we've been waiting for are actually happening, because they're major arcana. So I get quite a playful energy with the Fool, and I get quite a light energy, and I get the sense with him that we might be toying with ideas. I want to phrase it like that. So we might be mulling over possibilities, ideas that we're having. But I feel like it's to take it lightly and to do it lightly, rather than trying to force things in our mind, trying to force solutions, thinking about things until until we're ready to drop in our minds, until we're exhausted. So it's that sense of toying with ideas, being playful with our ideas, mulling things over, and just thinking about what's coming in, how would things work, but it's almost like I get a sense of flitting from one thought to the other, but allowing that to be, okay, rather than kind of forcing any solutions or overthinking. The emotional element this week, okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles there, which is an earth card. Aces can denote new beginnings. One word that I do get with this is stability. So last week we had the Ten of Cups here, and although there was a sense of contentment and perhaps more stability, where that actually came from was the fact that we were accepting, or the message was to accept the whole gamut of emotions that come up, okay, whether it was anger or passion or fear or excitement. This emotionally feels a lot more stable to me, and what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is that the energy of emotion is flowing down into the ground and we're getting grounded with it. So emotionally there's that sense of stability. I do also want to note again that aces are about new beginnings, and so there could be new beginnings emotionally, but again it's an earth card, so there's something of that grounded element in there as well. So very much grounding those emotions. The new beginning may come because we may not have felt this sense of stability in our emotions for quite some time. So again, connecting in with this, there is a sense of almost a new era with this spread this week. Okay, so the in-between worlds, the shedding of skin. The Fool is all about a completely new cycle. Okay, so I'm going to add that in as well, even though I think in this particular element of the mind, I do feel that we're toying with ideas and letting ideas run through, but he's about the new adventure, the whole new cycle, the possibilities of what could actually happen. So he's quite, as I say, he's doing this quite joyfully. Okay. So this is the earth element, so this is our practical life, our home, our work, our finances, anything like that. And the card that we have for this week is the Nine of Wands. Now the feeling that I get with this on a physical sense was staking a claim or making a stand, and I do get a feeling, a tight feeling of this is mine. So what we might find ourselves in our physical reality this week is maybe needing to set some boundaries. This could be in the home, this could be work, this could be with our finances. And it's as if to say, I almost want to say, look, I've worked hard for this and this is the boundary, this is the quadrant, this is mine, okay? So don't be surprised if perhaps what's going on around you in the practical level you may need to feel that you need to set some boundaries. I'm also going to add here that, again, it's akin to the new beginnings. Nines in tarot can mean that we're nearly there with something, and this card can often signify, so keep going, don't give up now, keep going. So if practical matters, again, have felt a little bit, as I often say, like wading through treacle, I feel like there's a sense there, it's almost like that darkest hour being before the dawn. It's don't give up now, keep going. Okay, so that would be another message that I would give with this card. And the final card for this week, the overview, is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so again, another earthy card. And what I'm really noticing in this card are these elements in the window. Now, in another deck I've got, the Gilded Tarot, one of these lights is actually lit up. And I'm being reminded of that, really. And I feel like there's either it's a new door opening, some things that we've been working from, we might get to stage one or base one with it, or as though we can actually see something happening. Now, what the meaning of this card generally means, it's a pentacle, so it's generally about earth matters. It can mean, are we focusing on lack rather than abundance? And I want to tie that in a way with this card about the reconciling two sides, the reconciling the old and the new. So it's almost like what we may be feeling on the inside might not be matched on the outside, and vice versa. So the two sides might not match, so it might be the inner and the outer mirror. So yeah, this is what I mean by, the inner is like the spirit, the outer is like the physical. How is that manifesting? How is that cropping up? So if we're feeling in lack, we might want to look at what's going on in that inner world. If we're feeling abundant, great. But do things actually match up, tally and reconcile? So I hope that makes some kind of sense. So there may need to be adjustments to our energy this week to bring back balance, because we are, I feel like, almost going into a new era here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense as you go along during the week. Bear in mind, this is a very general energetic reading. And sometimes my readings do tie in with astrology, so that might help you fill in a couple of gaps if you feel that that's what's needed. So I will sign off there. It has been awesome doing this for you guys again, and I look forward to reading for you again next time. In the meantime, blessings, love and light to you all.